tired of just surviving your 20s, dreaming of a completely different financial future. What if this decade, right now, could be the one where you fundamentally change your family's trajectory? Like setting up not just yourself, but future generations.
That's a pretty bold idea.
It is. And today we're diving deep into this really ambitious but surprisingly practical concept, retiring your bloodline in your 20s.
Right. And this isn't just wishful thinking, is it? We're looking at actual frameworks.
Exactly. This isn't some lottery fantasy. We've pulled together a ton of information, insights from YouTube talks, actual business blueprints, really trying to give you a concrete, step-by-step understanding.
And look at it from different angles, too, which is important.
Absolutely. Get that well-rounded view. So our mission today, it's laser-focused. Equip you with actionable insights, a solid foundation for how you could actually build a high-impact business right now in your 20s. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. What really jumps out, I think, from the start is this idea of a generational shift. The sources we looked at, they consistently hammer home a basic principle. Wealth comes from creating and capturing value.
Right. It's about understanding how money actually moves, isn't it?
It really is. The dynamics within a market.
And that core mechanism, it kept popping up.
Yeah.
Money flows towards value. It's taken, as one source put it, from a market when you offer something people genuinely need or want.
And that value generation, it comes down to tackling problems, right? Offering solutions, alleviating pain.
Think about like any purchase you make, it's basically an exchange because something was solved for you needing a ride, wanting entertainment, whatever.
And building on that, the easiest way in often isn't some totally new, crazy invention. No, it's usually about finding a painful problem that lots and lots of people share. That shared pain, that's your market right there.
Okay, so finding that widespread pain, how do we actually zoom in on that? The sources kept bringing up the idea of a niche. And if you've heard that term, it's basically just a specific group of people with shared interests or traits. One source called it affinity, like doctors or maybe content creators or even, luxury gardeners, specific groups.
Which leads to the big question. How do you know if that niche, that group, is actually profitable or has potential?
Right. What should you look for?
Well, the research points to a few key things. First, is there real interest? Are people in that group engaged?
Okay, yeah.
Second, is it growing? You know the saying, a rising tide lifts all ships.
Good point. Like getting into e-commerce early or EVs now.
Exactly. Think Bezos, Musk, or even way back, Carnegie with steel, Rockefeller with oil. They tapped into massive growth trends.
So interest, growth, what else?
And the crucial third thing, do they have the money, the financial resources within that niche?
The practical side.
Yeah, I mean, you want to help people, but the business needs paying customers to survive and grow. So you need interest, growth potential, and the ability to pay.
Interest, growth, money. Got it. Okay, so you find a promising niche. Then what? Market research.
Right, but practical market research, not like dusty old reports. The goal is to find, say, 3 core, really pressing problems that group deals with all the time.
How do you find those?
The methods are pretty hands-on, actually. One really effective way is to just immerse yourself online where they hang out.
Like spy on them?
Not exactly spy, more like blend in. Think TikTok, for example. If you start watching content as if you were in that niche, the algorithm starts showing you their world, their conversations, their complaints, the actual words they use for their problems.
Oh, interesting. Like digital ethnography almost.
Kind of. You're embedding yourself digitally. Another way, it maybe seems a bit old school, but really effective. Just talk to people.
Actually talk to them.
Yeah, like aim for at least 30 conversations within that niche. And if just asking directly feels weird, you can frame it. I'm helping my grandma research a book, or it's for a school project.
Clever. Little pretext.
Or just be honest. Say you're exploring business ideas and value their insight. The key is just starting those conversations.
That direct human interaction.
Yeah.
It probably reveals things you wouldn't see online, right?
Absolutely. The emotion, the unspoken stuff. You get the why behind the problem, not just the what.
Okay, niche identified, problems understood. What about the immediate nuts and bolts? Pricing, getting set up.
Good question. On pricing, the advice was pretty clear. Look at what competitors charge first. Get a benchmark.
Makes sense. See the landscape?
Yeah. And a useful tip. Maybe price a little higher to start. It's generally easier to come down later if you need to, rather than trying to go up.
Right. Positions the value differently, maybe.
Yeah.
And the basic setup. Doesn't sound too complicated initially.
Not really, just the essentials. You need a way to get paid, so like Stripe or Square, a
Hmm.
separate business bank account, super important for keeping track of money and for, taxes later.
Definitely need that separation.
A business name, obviously. And basic social media profiles. Interestingly, the source has suggested a fancy website isn't critical right at the very beginning.
Focus on the solution first, not the flashy website.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, let's talk expertise. This is where people often get stuck, I think, feeling like they aren't qualified enough.
Yeah, that's a huge mental block for many. But the perspective in our sources was different. It's not about being a world expert in everything. No. It's about being able to solve one specific problem better than the people you're trying to help. That's it.
One problem better than them.
Yeah, think of the problem like a locked door. Your expertise is just the right key for that specific door. Not a whole janitor's ring of keys for every door, just the one that fits.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
The right key. And that key, that expertise, it could come from your own experience, right? Maybe you already figured out a better way to do something.
For sure. Personal experience is a great source, but what if you don't have it yet?
That's the question. Can you learn it?
Absolutely. The sources stressed that it's learnable. One key strategy they mentioned was copy ethically.
Copy ethically. Sounds a bit iffy.
Yeah, the wording. But it's not about plagiarism. It's about studying what successful people in that space are doing, really understanding their model, and then improving on it, making it better or adapting it.
So learn from what works, then innovate. Like how creators learn from successful video formats or thumbnail styles.
Exactly. One source mentioned Alex Hormozy talking about copying thumbnail layouts that demonstrably work. It's about learning the principles behind the success, not just surface stuff.
Okay, ethical copying. Learn and improve. What else?
Another really powerful way, go straight to someone who's already solved the problem.
Just ask them.
Seriously, one source literally said, beg for their attention for an hour. Get them to tell you how they did it, what information did they use, what steps did they actually take.
Focus on the process, the how.
Precisely. It's about getting that practical, actionable knowledge, the key information, going back to that analogy.
That makes sense. Learn from those who've done it. And what if you still feel like you lack the deep expertise yourself?
Here's a really smart point from the sources. You can partner up. Find an expert who maybe has the knowledge but isn't great at sales or marketing.
Bridge the gap. You handle the business side, they provide the core expertise.
Exactly. You connect their knowledge to the people who need it. It's about finding the right info and applying it effectively, whether it's originally yours or not.
So it's not always a solo mission.
Yeah.
Okay, foundations, expertise. Now the scary part for some. Sales.
Yeah, sales can sound intimidating, but again, the sources frame it as a skill you learn, not some innate talent. And really what you're selling here is information, the solution to that problem you found.
Selling the key.
Selling the key. And the process gets broken down pretty simply. Get appointments, have the sales call, then deliver what you promised.
Appointments, call, delivery. Simple enough. So that sales call itself, how should that look?
There's a surprisingly clear structure. Start with a quick intro, like 30 to 60 seconds. Maybe a super short story if it fits.
Keep it brief.
Then comes the questioning phase. And this isn't just chatting, it's strategic. 3 stages.
Okay, stage 1.
Stage 1 is all about their current situation, digging into the problem. How long has this been an issue? Why is it a problem? How does it feel? What have they tried already that didn't work?
Really get them to feel the pain of the problem again.
Exactly. The sources say that pain is the catalyst for making a decision. You have to surface it.
Okay, painful. Then stage 2.
Stage 2 flips it. It's about their desired situation, future pacing. What would life look like if this problem was just gone? What's the ideal outcome? Why is that good? How would it impact things?
So from pain to aspiration, creating desire.
Precisely. Pain pushes, desire pulls. And then stage 3 is the why.
The why.
Yeah, it kind of reinforces both the pain and the desire. It solidifies why they need to take action now. And asking why about those things they tried before that failed, that can really highlight why your solution is different.
Got it. Pain, desire, why. Then comes the pitch, I assume.
Then the pitch, and keep it short, like 2 minutes max. High-level overview of what you do and the outcome you deliver. Keep it a little vague, actually.
Vague? Why vague?
So they ask questions. Instead of you just dumping features on them, they ask about the parts they care about. It makes the next part, answering questions, much more relevant to them.
Clever. Let
Yeah.
them lead the specifics. Okay, pitch, then Q&A, then the close.
Then the close. State the price, clearly. And then...
Oh,
just because
So go ahead. It feels awkward.
it can. But it's important. Let them process. And people rarely say a flat no right away. It's usually more like maybe, or I need to think, talk to my spouse, which leads into handling objections.
Okay, objection handling. That sounds like a whole other deep dive.
It could be. But the starting point is patience. Understand the real reason behind the objection and know that follow-up is often needed. It's a conversation.
Right. Asking questions, pitching, handling objections, skills everyone kind of has already, just needs refining. Okay, but to have those sales calls, you need appointments first. How do you get those? Especially when starting out.
Volume. That's the key word from the sources, especially early on. You don't have referrals yet. Inbound takes time to build. Ads cost money.
So you have to go out and get them, outbound.
Exactly. Proactive outbound. And the main channels are pretty straightforward. Email, DMs, direct messages on social platforms, and maybe calls. Depends where your niche hangs out and how you can best reach them.
Email, DM, call. Pick the right channel and the strategy. Just blast them.
Not quite blasting. It's consistent outreach to your whole niche list with a clear offer.
Oh, but
What's the outcome? What's the time frame? And is there any risk reversal or guarantee? And yeah, aim for volume, maybe 100+ contacts a day if you can manage it.
100 a day. Wow. That's a lot.
It's effort, for sure. But critically, don't just send the same message over and over.
Right. That gets ignored.
Totally. The sources suggest multiple touch points, like 5 to 8 times, but each time, offer value. Share an insight, a useful article, build the relationship. Don't just pitch.
Build value, build trust over time. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. So let's say this is working, you're getting clients. Now what? Things get messy.
Now comes operations, the unsexy but absolutely essential part. Processes, systems, discipline. This is what lets you scale without falling apart.
The engine room. What's key here?
First off, finances. Got to track your money, income, expenses. Use a spreadsheet. Use software like Xero or QuickBooks, whatever works. Keep your invoices.
Basic bookkeeping.
Basic, but crucial. And the biggest warning from the sources, track cash in the bank. Don't spend money you think you're going to get from invoices.
Oh yeah, revenue projected is not cash in hand. Big difference.
Huge difference. Especially early on, contracts might not be instantly enforceable. Cash is king. Know what you actually have.
Good warning. What else operationally?
Client support. Need a way for clients to reach you easily. Maybe start with WhatsApp Business to keep work and personal separate. Something simple but dedicated.
Keep communications organized.
And project management. As you get busier, you need to track tasks, break things down. A tool like Notion, it's free, can be amazing for this. Just organizing workflow.
Notion. Okay. Keep things from falling through the cracks.
Exactly. And finally, think about virtual assistants, VAs.
VAs. Heard a lot about them.
Yeah, basically remote assistants, often in places with lower cost of living, who work hourly. They can take those repetitive, low-leverage tasks off your plate.
Freeing you up for.
More appointments, more sales calls. The high-value stuff only you can do initially. Find them on places like Upwork, Fiverr, onlinejobs.ph. Just make sure to interview well, check their internet speed, that kind of practical stuff.
Smart delegation. Okay, wow, that's a lot we covered. So, just to recap, we've really dug into 5 big areas, haven't we?
Yeah, seems like 5 core pillars.
Foundations like understanding value, finding those painful problems. Then expertise being that key to solve the problem. Sales actually having those conversations effectively. Appointments consistently getting in front of people. And finally, operations, the systems to make it all work and grow.
And they all link together, don't they? Strong foundations lead to real expertise, which makes sales easier, drives appointments, and good ops keeps the whole thing running smoothly. It's a cycle.
It really is. And the big message, the one that came through again and again from all the different sources, is that this idea, retiring your bloodline in your 20s, it's ambitious.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible.
Not a pipe dream. It seems genuinely achievable with focused effort and, like, a solid plan.
Exactly. Implementing a blueprint like the one we sort of sketched out today. It takes work, obviously, but the path is there.
Which brings us maybe to a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Looking at those 5 areas, foundations, expertise, sales, appointments, operations, which one feels like the biggest opportunity for you to take action on right now, like today? Just picking one area to start.
Yeah. And what's one small, specific step you could actually commit to doing today in that area? Because that single step, that could be the beginning of rewriting everything.